So one of the better websites to look at if you want to see all of the grants, bursaries, scholarships that you can apply to that may not be listed on the university website that you're wanting to go to. Try the Good Universities Guide. Now, this is a website right here at the top, and it'll bring you to their main page. But if you click over scholarships, it should change these categories. So it's now highlighted in orange. So we're looking at scholarships. And one of the first things I recommend you do is go straight to advanced search options, which gives you more options to search. Now we're going to leave the keywords empty. Why? Because, well, we want to see what is available. We want to see all options on the table, and we don't want to restrict ourselves. Support type, I'll leave open-ended for the moment, and target group as well. I don't want to narrow ourselves down to anything just yet. What I do want to do though is make sure that the scholarships and grants that show up are in Queensland. Now I'm going to work backwards, and that is, please find out what program it is that you are wanting to study. Now, what category it comes under. See, social work has its own category where, in the university websites where you want to study social work, it might come under health and community. So make sure that you do scroll through all of these options and see what's there. So for argument's sake, I'm just going to law, and again, it has legal studies, and it'll be interesting to know what the difference is if you are wanting to study that. But I gather that law refers to a Bachelor of Law. Now, target group, where do you fall under? Educational disadvantage, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander, rural, isolated, women or men. Now, if you feel like what you want to go for is an academic scholarship, then maybe leave this blank. Leave it blank, and under this category, we want to click scholarships. Okay, filter. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so there are 48 scholarships. All of these will be vastly different from each other, and they'll even appear options that don't make a lot of sense. Don't make a lot of sense to me as well, like Blacktown. Blacktown is a suburb in New South Wales, even though we selected Queensland, right? So we have to know what's going on here, which scholarships and grants are worth our time. And it means you have to go in there one by one. I won't have a drawer full of options for you to consider. This requires personal research and checking back in with this website halfway through the year again, because there could be more options on the table, and some of the options that you were considering may not run for the year 2020. Now, I've made this video in January of 2019, so all the options that we're looking at are active, which means that there'll be things on here now that may not appear later on in the year, and there were some scholarships and grants that closed last year that don't appear now because they're closed. So let's see what this Ascot Limited Education Scholarship is about. It's worth $11,500. Let's see if we're eligible, just for argument's sake. So undergrad, that's a key word we're looking for. That means they're looking for high school leavers, generally speaking, who are going to study a bachelor's degree, and that's confirmed here that you're in your final year of high school. And it's for those who want to go to university and non-university, so it includes TAFE students as well. And eligibility, where do you have to live? So this is targeted at students who live within a particular zone. And as Plainland students or students living close to Plainland, we may not be eligible for this. It's saying that people who live in this area can apply to universities in New South Wales or Queensland. So that is probably why it's come up in our search. All right, so we have to go and look at the next one and the one after that and see what we find. So this one looks a little bit more promising. Just as a final example, Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander descent, Bachelor of Law. Yep, we ticked a few boxes there. and it's telling us a little bit about what we need to get in order. So I couldn't find any academic specific scholarships, but I'll need to go through all of them. And there are at least 4 pages worth of information to go through. And that was just for scholarship, law, and I didn't put a target group. So, if you're a woman or a man going into a non-traditional field, there might be something there. Some other categories here as well to consider, but I kept it broad. And I would prefer to go to take this approach first off, because I want to see what is available broadly speaking. Okay, so this is a good website. Even look at things that are not offered on university websites.